Welcome back. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how you can get elements, how you can get the document if they get element by ID method. How you can get elements by using the document.getElement by ID method. Okay, so let's go now. The document.getElement by ID method returns the element of a specified ID. Alright, now since in the previous page, in the previous tutorial, we used a document, we have used document.form1.name.value to get the value of the input value, right? So instead of this, we can just use the document.getElement by ID method to get value of the input text. So instead of using document.form1.name.value, we can simply use the document.getElement by ID method to get the value of the input text. Alright, but we need to define ID for the input text. Okay, so this is what this means. Let's go to our text editor. So let's call this jump. Let me just call jump.html. Okay, so copy whole of this, come and paste it here. We'll paste it here on jump.html, and I'll delete the script. So I'll just leave the form, since I'll be working with form again, so I'll just leave the form. Now we are now trying to work on document.getElement by ID. Alright, the first one we did was just document.form1.name.value, right? So instead of using all that, we can get a particular element just by the ID. Alright, so now what we are going to do here now is just for us to add an ID. We'll add an ID to our input field. Alright, we add an ID to our input field, and remember, I told you during the HTML tutorial that once in the input text, your name and your ID must have the same value. Alright, your name and ID must have the same value. Alright, so now that we've gotten what we wanted here, so for the button now, the thing, okay, this is what we'll do, right? So now let's change this to, let's just do a number, let's just do a little arithmetic, right? So let's say enter number, right? Okay, so let's say enter number here, and we have the name to be number. Let the name to be number, and the ID also to be number. Alright, the name should be number and the ID should also be number. Alright, so the value, we give it a value of cube. Give it a value of cube. Okay, and the onclick, for the onclick now we'll give it get cube. Instead of print value, now we'll put get cube. Alright, okay, so now let's write our, okay, let's cancel this. Let's cancel this so that we shouldn't contradict what we are doing. Okay, so now let's write our script. Alright, write our script, give this a type of text slash JavaScript. Alright, so make a function, and we'll call this function get cube. Alright, call this function get cube. Okay, so var number equal to document var number equal to document dot get element by id. All right, number get element by id, and the id here is what? All you have here, you have number. Okay, get element by id number, so we have dot value. All right, okay, so now make an alert, bring out an alert message, and that will now be okay, this will now be number multiplied by number multiplied by number. All right, so let's save this and run it and see what we have. Okay, jump. I saved it with jump. Okay, I saved it with jump, so say jump. So enter number. Let's look for the cube of 4. Then click on cube. You have your answer 46. All right, so now we see what is happening here. So let's look for the cube of 5. Have your answer 125. All right, so say we look for the cube of 100. So what do we have here? We have 1 million. Okay, so now you see how the document dot get element by id works. So by the next thing I will be teaching you is the document dot get element by class. All right, now see you in the next tutorial.